Hi there, I hope you're keeping well. My name is Angela and today I want to talk about intermittent fasting. So in my last video, I talked about the benefits of fasting and how it can actually cause damage to cancer cells. Go watch that video if you haven't. A lot of information there, either from cancer cure or cancer prevention point of view. But for today, a few people have asked me, how do you fast? I know we fast for religious reasons. A lot of us embark on fasting normally, but fasting from a health perspective is slightly different because there are things you can actually take and you won't break your fast and you continue to fast until you get to your feeding window and achieve your goal. So that's what I'll be talking about today. So let's talk about the 12-12 window, which is the first one. So this is easy for anybody because you're eating for 12 hours and fasting for 12 hours. So for example, your last meal is at 6 p.m. In the evening and your first meal will be at 6 a.m. the next day. So you're fasting for 12 hours and eating for 12 hours. This is actually the ideal and the barest minimum we should do to create that balance. So 12 hours of eating, 12 hours of fasting. Our body has enough time to digest the food we've thrown at it, because the problem we're having today is that we're eating way too much. We have food everywhere, freezer, takeaway 24/7. Our forefathers didn't eat like this. They were way more healthier and they fasted as well because food was not always readily available. So we have food and we're eating too much. On top of that, we're not giving our body time to process the food we're throwing at it. This is why there's an imbalance that is created and people are becoming unwell. The body is struggling. So we need to give it at least, barest minimum, 12 hours, 12 hours, equal amount of eating and equal amount of hours of fasting. So that's the first one. The next one is the 14-hour window, where we fast for 14 hours and we're eating for 10 hours. So we shift that 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. So from 6 p.m. the day before, you stop eating until 8 a.m. the next day. From 8 a.m. in the morning to 6 p.m. that day, you're eating. That's your feeding window. And then you stop eating at 6 p.m. So 8 to 6, you're eating. 6 to the next day, 8, you're fasting. So that's easy as well, because a lot of time you're asleep most of that time. You wake up, get ready, and it's 8 a.m. so you can eat. So for anybody that says, oh, I have health issues, I'm on medication, this is one you can do. Just structure your feeding window. It gives you that discipline to just not eat outside your feeding window, and your body gets used to this routine and is able to manage properly. That's all we're doing here. We're not starving. So the next window is 16-hour fasting window, where your last meal is at 6 p.m. and your next meal is at 10 a.m. So that's 16 hours. So you finish eating 6 p.m. the day before and your first meal the next day is at 10 a.m. Again, that's 16 hours. It sounds huge, a long time, but it's only 10 a.m. So you go to bed and 10 a.m. is the first meal. So you're gradually moving your breakfast further into the afternoon. So that's the 16-hour fasting window. And then the next one is the 18-hour fast. So this is when it starts to shift to lunchtime, where you're eating for 6 hours, not eating continuously, but you can eat within that 6-hour window, and you're fasting for 18 hours. And that 18 hours starts to count from 6 p.m. to 12 noon the next day. 6 p.m. the day before, 12 noon the next day. And that's your 18 hours right there. This is my favorite one and the window I use the most, because if you watch my previous video, I talked about autophagy and it kicks in from 17 hours. So I try to get at least 1 hour of that autophagy when I do this intermittent fasting regularly. So that's 18 hours right there. So the next one will be the 20-hour window. So you're not eating for 20 hours and you're eating for 4 hours. You have 4 hours where you can eat. So this 20 hours, it starts from 6 p.m. again, and then you're fasting till the next day, 2 p.m. 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. you can eat, but 6 p.m. to the next day, 2 p.m. you're fasting.